Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting here with one of the music industry's most profound personalities, the world famous Jordanaires, Mr. Ray Walker. Ray, so glad to see you.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
You have got a career that spans decades.
Yeah.
But, you know, one question I want to ask you, because there's so many things that you could talk about. Where did it begin in your memory that you knew that music was going to be your career?
I never knew it. Even when we were doing it, the Jordanaires didn't think that way. But
Really?
My mama said I was singing when I came out.
Yeah.
And I led my first song and made my first talk when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
And at church. And we've just always sung. I was in my first quartet when I was 9.
My goodness.
So,
Singing tenor at that time, I assume.
well, yes, I could sing off the top of the piano. I could
Wow.
make a sound at the
Yeah.
top of the piano.
You still have a huge range in your voice, too.
Yeah, about 4, maybe 4.5 octaves.
That
If
is
I'm really
amazing.
warmed up, it's okay.
That's amazing.
I've done duets with Miss Millie
Yeah.
Kirkham some,
Yeah.
when we needed more than one girl.
When did you know, I mean, you became part of the Jordanaires. Are you one of the original founding members of the group?
No, and none of the ones you know were. The Matthews brothers and Bob Hubbard and Bob Money, Bill Money. They were the original ones from the Baptist College in Bolivar, Missouri.
Wow.
And people would say, "Where'd you get the name?" We thought, duh, what don't you know about the land of Jordan?
Right.
But that wasn't where it came from. They were doing spirituals,
Right.
and they were sitting out back of the school there.
Were they doing it a cappella?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably so they could.
Yeah.
And one of them said, we're getting pretty good. We ought to get us a name. And one of the others said, well, there's Jordan's Creek right down there. Let's stick
Really?
ours on it. We'll be Jordanaires. So we're named after a creek in Bolivar, Missouri. And that didn't come out until one of the Matthews brothers was giving a history before he died.
Yeah. That's an interesting story.
Yeah, that's true.
Never heard that before. When you were with the Jordanaires, when did you realize that you really were onto something and you had a great lifelong career?
I never realized. I still don't. It's just we just did every day what we did.
Right.
That's probably not the answer you want, but I don't have favorites, and we never considered it a career. We were doing a job.
Yeah.
And we were church people and family people, and we went to work.
Well, obviously there was a guy in Memphis that loved the Jordanaires, and and his name is Elvis Presley,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Tell us about how all that happened.
Well, Elvis loved the spiritual sound,
Right.
and Gordon defiantly would say, "We're not gospel."
That's Gordon
And
Stoker.
Gordon Stoker, and mainly because he said we couldn't compete in the gospel field, and he was so surprised when they put us in the Gospel Music Hall of Fame.
Right.
And what they said was, as far as we're concerned, these guys began everything, and that's why we're working today.
Wow.
I thought that was really nice. But Elvis used to listen on the Opry,
Yeah.
and he would hear the Jordanaires sing, and he'd always wanted them to sing with him because he thought he was country,
Yeah.
and he really was. But
They called it rockabilly, didn't they?
not then.
Oh.
None of
But
those
later on?
none of those terms were there.
Yeah.
And so he was opening Eddie Arnold's show that the Jordanaires were
Yeah.
playing on one time. I believe it was in '54 or '55, and he walked up to him and said, "When I get a recording contract, would you guys sing with me?" They said, "Yeah," never thinking it would happen.
Yeah.
Well, here in January of '56, here they came,
Wow.
and he asked for the Jordanaires, and they got Gordon and 2 of the Spear brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Brock and Ben.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elvis didn't like that too much. He wanted the quartet. He had another session in April,
Yeah.
and they did the same thing again
Yeah.
because Chet had just signed the Spears.
Right.
And so the colonel went to Chet and said, when Elvis asks for something, he gets what he asks for.
Yeah.
So the Jordanaires started traveling for him, and after that they did sessions.
Wow. And how many years did you do that?
From '58 to '72 was the last time I worked
Wow.
with Presley.
Wow. And the Jordanaires, I mean, you guys kept singing for a long time, and you're still performing even today.
Oh yeah, when there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
I'm still leading singing Waverly Church of Christ, Waverly, Tennessee.
Yeah.
We're in our 37th year there.
Wow. And I've heard you of late, and your voice is still just absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you. I like your ears.
Well, and also coming up next on the program is a video of the song called "Passion of Our Lord."
Yeah.
And of course, the Jordanaires, the group that you work with now. I don't believe you go by the Jordanaires, but
No, we can't do that.
yeah.
The Jordanaires' name was, I got him to trademark it, and he took it seriously.
Well, this song that's coming up right now, "Passion of Our Lord," you were a big part of that. You're in this video, and it's a beautifully produced video.
Yeah.
And you guys have a phenomenal sound. I know some of the guys in the group, major talent, front to back. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
One time we did a recording session, and I took it over for Gordon to hear.
Yeah.
And he says, "When did I do that?" And I says, "You didn't. You were sick that day."
Oh.
He said, "Man, that is great," because the three other guys, that Michael Black, Gary Pig,
Yeah.
and Curtis Young,
Right.
we can get that sound.
Oh, yeah. And it's a great sound, and that's what we're going to hear on the video coming up right now.
I'm glad that we got to do that, because I really honor the StudyJesus.com
Oh, yeah.
program
Yeah.
and all of that. And anything you can do that you can lend yourself to people's spiritual life, regardless of what level they may be in, what echelon, anything you can do to set an example instead of preaching their heads off,
Yeah.
I like to do.
Well, I'm in agreement with you on that. And folks, you need to sit back and really just take this in. Ray, thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
conversation, and I wish we had more time. But we're going to go to the song right now. It's "Passion of Our Lord," and here it is.
See him in the garden now, sweat drops falling from his brow, Satan watching evermore the passion of our Lord. Watch them at the mocking trial, all those lies yet no denial, cruelty with every blow, the passion of our Lord. Can't you see his love for you, grace and hope, salvation too, full of love forevermore, the passion of our Lord. See the cross upon the road, see him falling 'neath the load, Christ the way, the life, the door, the passion of our Lord. As they nailed him to the tree, can you see his agony? Christ with all his love outpoured, the passion of our Lord. Can't you see his love for you, grace and hope, salvation too, full of love forevermore, the passion of our Lord. Lamb of God, you died for me, rose again triumphantly, King of kings forevermore, the passion of our Lord. Can't you see his love for you, grace and hope,